I think people are just being alarmist. The people that are going to complain the most are lawyers. I don't think. When you say people, and we had a situation where we raised all these issues, the people know how lawyers have been fleecing claimants of this fund, a lot of money, and they want to continue to do it. That's why the uproar. The reality is that this is in the best interest of the claimant. This year is the year of the claimant. We're empowering claimants to ensure that they know what their rights are, which lawyers never actually told them in the past. It's a very interesting phenomenon. I've just listened to this clip. She says vehicle damages. Very clearly, she doesn't even know what she's talking about. The RAF does not cover any vehicle damages, so we don't know what she's talking about. So it's very clear that people don't listen to people like her. They read for themselves and they listen to what the Road Accident Fund will be saying in the Department of Transport. Well, we are trying to remove what we call the middleman, which is the lawyer in this case. Section 19C, Roman figure 1 of the Road Accident Fund says that you can only claim if you yourself come or you use a lawyer. That simply means that even if you wanted to help one of your relatives, you won't be able to do that as a person. We are saying, why should a lawyer come into a social benefit scheme? Firstly, the lawyer will take 25% of whatever you're going to get from us. So I don't know whether that is in the best interest. That's the first part. Secondly is that in the wild world, why would you have a social benefit scheme that would need a lawyer to claim from? Where in the world does it happen? Only in South Africa and only RAF. Because if you go to, for instance, workmen's compensation, it's also a social benefit scheme. You don't need a lawyer. You go to SASSA, you don't need a lawyer. So why would our people need a lawyer to go through this? The aim of the initial, this current act as it sits, it needs you to use a lawyer because it's complex. We are saying, simplifying it, we don't want it to be as complex and we want you to claim directly without actually the need for a lawyer. So we are simplifying the processes to allow our people to be accessible, which is why we are even opening up. We have got about a 300-seat call center that tomorrow the minister will be launching, because this is the year of the claimant. We are saying claimants must come, claimant must know. What lawyers do, for instance, they would get the right to represent you, and they would actually stop you from actually contacting the RAF, which is a very difficult thing to deal with if I'm dealing with a claimant who does not even know how far the claimant. The issue is very simple, is that you come, we assess you. If you then disagree with us, then that you can use a lawyer. There's no one who's stopping you at any process. Within the process, you are still allowed to go and get a lawyer. We are saying, come to us. If you are unsatisfied about what we are giving you, of course you can go and use a lawyer. But it can't be that when you approach us, you actually need the use of a lawyer. For what good reason? So that they can take 25%. Let's just imagine that we want to give you $1 million, and $1 million is what satisfies you. If you used a lawyer, you'll then have to take 250,000 and give it to that lawyer unnecessarily. Section 19C says you must use a lawyer to come. You can't even use your own child. My own mother, if she wants to claim, she must use a lawyer. Even if I know how the scheme works, as long as I'm not a lawyer, I'm not allowed to claim using my own for my own mother. So that's what we are saying. We are saying simplify this process so that the people that are beneficiaries must be the one that benefit the most. And they are telling you about, no, it will take a longer time. They say you will be paid yearly. No, we are saying monthly. As you would have got your salary monthly, you lose your earnings monthly. We are saying we'll then replace those earnings monthly towards the end of your work life. For instance, if you are retiring at 65, you injured at 40, at this point, you will get 20 million or whatever the amount you are going to get, and that amount would be paid now. You will get all that money now. You then go and blow this money, like we have seen a lot of people blowing this money, then you come back to the state for social benefits again. That's unfair to other people. What we want to see is a situation where this is replaced over time, and if you start working, of course you don't need that money anymore. That's the intervention that we're talking about. The Medical Schemes Act, I think it's section 2910, refers to what is called prescribed minimum benefits. Then you go to Regulation 7, which defines what those prescribed minimum benefits are and emergency medical conditions. And it says in Regulation 8 that they must be paid in full without deductibles or any co-payments. Now the medical aids, what they've been doing, they've been saying to people, once they pay that, they come, you were involved in an accident, they say to you, go and claim from the Road Accident Fund a social benefit. Once you receive that, pay it over to us. I'm saying it's a very simple thing. They don't have reimbursement rights so far as we are concerned. And I think the court is agreeing with us. If you saw the outcome of the court case of the 22nd of September by Judge Kumal is very clear about the fact that medical aids do not have a right to claim compensation from us. The claim still sits with the claimants. If they have past medical expenses that have been paid for in terms of pre-care minimum benefits, there's no loss, there's no damage, and therefore they can't claim from the from the Road Accident Fund. So that's all we are saying. We are saying medical aids must adhere to their liabilities as per the Medical Schemes Act and its regulations.
South Africans who wants to know about the claim and the claims process can come through this number. For us, it's very important that we do that. We've got 300 people sitting there waiting for this call. So it's something big for the Road Accident Fund to be more responsive to what the claimants have been asking for. Most of our people never knew what was paid to them, and the lawyers were taking all that money. They also don't know even if it was paid. Sometimes it's paid 2 years ago, and the claimant does not even know. So this is very important for the claimant and for us to be able to make sure that we push those efficiencies. What is important is that we are also held to account, because we have got a time in which we must resolve a query. So we must pick up the call within 20 seconds of it being there. If we lose it within that, we also come back to you. But also we check, once you have put in that complaint or that query, it must be resolved within a certain time, or else there's an escalation that goes. If it misses and it goes through all these processes, it comes through me, I don't respond, then it goes to the minister.